Is any in the market, is any slowdown bad? Like, I mean, let's say that I'm going to use figures here because it's not my area, right? So let's say they're growing at a 5% growth rate per year as growth, just in terms of enlarging, and then that drops to a 3%, so it's gone down to 2%, whatever, but it's still growing at 3%. Is that always deemed as a bad thing because it was at 5, now it's 3, or is it still okay because it's still growing anyway at 3?
No, it's a bad thing,
Yeah,
because a slowdown is a slowdown. I mean, 5 to 3 is still a 2%, loss in, say, GDP growth, and that's massive if you
yeah.
think about it, I suppose. So, yeah, it is a bad thing. And again, this is where the full cycle process and the looking at those global macro factors really help you determine how to position your portfolio, because a slowdown means, if you think of it this way, a slowdown in GDP growth means that company earnings and by default company profits, and I'm speaking generally here, but company profits and company earnings are going to be slowing. Now, if you're a stock market investor, and right now, I don't know what I don't really pay attention to this, but I don't know what the stock market PE ratio is, but it's probably in the US upwards of 24, 25, 26, something like that. That's a pretty high premium to be paying just on a PE basis. So if GDP starts to slow, the assumption can easily be made that we're going to see company profits begin to also
Mm.
slow. And this is exactly what was happening just before COVID put the dagger into us back in 2019. We were
Yeah.
already seeing that GDP was slowing, and by default, earnings growth was slowing. And we had made, in my firm anyway, we had made the pivot to more defensive assets. And of course, that was just timely. We just kind of we were in the right place at the wrong time, I suppose. But it ended up being the absolute best move to have made at that stage. So again, we'll probably be seeing something similar by the middle of next year in the U.S. With a slowing of the economy.